the norm. And we're also bringing back the Vancouver Wingulls. That's right, boys. The Wingulls are back. When Wingulls win. Anywho, be sure to like this video. It's great motivation. And you know what? Appreciation is awesome. Your guys' acceptance towards me is superb. And I thrive upon it. So that would be great. Anywho, these videos are not going to have team builders. I'm just going to be going through, like, you know, team preview, what I was thinking, what I was, you know, sort of screaming, what I was like, this is going to suck. He's brought in Articuno. That sucks. I did not prep for that. Or like, he brought in Stunfisk. How am I going to deal with it? Anywho, and I'll be going through play-by-play a bit more. Anywho, we'll see team preview over here. As you can tell, he has the Articuno hiding behind Conch Elder's big boulder thing. Come on, Conch Elder, get out of there. He has some big threats like Volcarona, Mega Alakazam, and I guess Cofagrigus and Swampert are just so bulky that they're just fat and need to go on a diet. You know, not take hits so well. Conch Elder most likely has an Assault Vest, and he's also an asshole for covering Articuno, which is probably the best trio of the three. Hey, question of the day. What do you think is the best 3 Pokemon or 3 legendary birds? Articuno, Moltres, Zapdos. I'm team Articuno because it just looks so nice. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Anywho, yeah, there's some big threats on this team. I'm getting sidetracked. He has Volcarona. Do not like it. Does a lot of damage to my team. I have 1 check and potentially 2 checks, that being the Dragonite and Mega Dino. Mega Dino, it is the main thing that counters it. Mega Alakazam is just bad news bears. I can see if it has Psyshock or Psychic. If it has Psyshock, that sucks. Electros will have less usage in this battle. And Electros is just a great mon because it has Gauge Drain, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt. It has a whole bunch of shenanigans that it wants to do. It also has Super Fang too, so that's pretty cool. Dragonite just does a lot of damage to his team. It's a late game sweeper. It does things, it breaks stuff. It is not playing well with others, so just I'll leave Dragonite alone. Fortress is here to, you know, set out the Legos, set out the traps, you know, sort of the Kevin McCallister sort of type. He just lays down stuff. So I'm hoping that he does that and just wrecks some mons with that. Victini, just V-Create an Energy Ball, man. It just does so much damage to this whole team. Not a lot of things take V-Create, not a lot of things take Energy Balls, particularly Swampert. And after 1 V-Create, I will still outspeed a Cofagrigus if he has no speed investments. And if he has Rinneberry on Swampert, good shit, man. Good shit on you. And then finally we have Archeops over here, who is looking pretty. And pretty ancient too, pretty old. His name is Flappy. He likes to flap. Pretty much it does a lot of damage to his whole team, so like Rock Slide, Pluck. That's right, I brought in Pluck because I think he would have a berry on something like Swampert or Volcarona or Conch Elder or something that has a berry, so potentially that can work out in my favor. If it doesn't, then what do you know, that sucks. And it also has U-Turn Knockoff and Rock Slide, just in case you know. Articuno, he has a lot of birds. Volcarona doesn't appreciate Rock Slide. And he has 2 mons that take 50% from Stealth Rock. So once again, Kevin McCallister, he's got a big role. His name's actually Walmaria, but that's a potential good name for in the future. Anywho, I figured he wouldn't lead up with Volcarona. That was like 3 minutes of me just rambling about the team. I hope you guys are still with me here. Anywho, he has a Volcarona. He's not gonna lead up with it. No way. He's not real enough. Ha! Boy, was I ever wrong. Look at that. That's a Volcarona that's a Volcarona if I've ever seen it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not staying in. I'm going into my check, which is the Mega Dino. I almost forgot it. Mega Dino is my check, so if he goes for a Quiver Dance or if he goes for Fury Dance or if he goes for Fire Blast, totally cool. I can just go for Wish and sort of heal myself up if he goes for Fire Blast. If he goes for Quiver Dance, then we've got a different situation on our hands, and that calls for Plan A, which is click Psych Up. Psych Up is good in this, real good. So he ends up going for Fury Dance, gets the special attack boost, and I get his special attack boost. So I'm looking pretty here. I'm going for Wish because I can't take another one, and he gets another boost. So this thing's quickly going out of hand, and I go for Hidden Power, doing 50%. 50%! If I get another 50%, you know, that's 100, and I take this thing down, which is great. So he does 43%, I'm still alive. and I take down Volcarona. So what does this mean? Volcarona doesn't sweep me. Woohoo, that's awesome. It actually means that Volcarona doesn't sweep me, and everything else has, you know, leeway for everything else. Fortress can come in, set up hazards. Victini can come in, potentially do some more damage. Archeops doesn't have to come into potential Stealth Rocks. Once, if he does set up Stealth Rocks with Swampert, I have one less switch into, or I have one more switch in with Archeops. So it means a lot for me. It's really big, and now we have a big fetch that we're facing in front of us. I'm not going to sack Mega Dino because Mega Dino could have some usage later on, or it could be used as Death Father. So I'm just going to go right into Electros because Electros doesn't have much usage in this battle. And he gets Levitate, so he's floating pretty high with his Levitate. However, my best play over here, my best play over here is to just go for Volt Switch. And it looks like I make a prediction over here, but let me explain this play. So Volt Switching allows me to pick up momentum if he doesn't go into Swampert. If he goes into Swampert, he gets up Stealth Rocks, but I go for a Giga Drain, do a lot of damage on him, and restore a bit of HP on my own end, which I can take another hit from Alakazam. So best play for me was to go for Volt Switch because it allowed me to build momentum, and it's just so good for me. So I'm clicking Volt Switch as not Volcarona, not Moltres, Articuno, there we go. Articuno actually takes like a decent amount of damage, and I can switch into Maria because most likely, I don't think he has Hidden Power Fire, nor does he have any attack that really does a lot, or potentially one hit KOs Maria. So this allows my Kevin McCallister looking fella to set up Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks do damage. Damage means that, you know, Dragonite, Archeops, Victini can potentially sweep. Sweeping means winning. So I want to win. I set up my Stealth Rocks, I'm switching out, I go into Mega Dino. He goes for Knockoff, and that only does 8%. And I'm like, Mega Dino, you're a god, you're a goddess. So I'm clicking, well, apparently it's a god because it's a male Mega Dino. That's awkward. Anywho, that means I can go for Dazzling Gleam, and Dazzling Gleam puts it in range where Pluck, Outrage, and V-Crate actually take down this Mon, and I'm like, Mega Dino, you're the Mon. That's all I wanted you to really do. You did more, actually. You took down Volcarona, and you put Conkeldurr in range where I could potentially take it out. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. Now, let me explain why I click Protect. So, if I'd gone for V-Crate, I KO Conkeldurr, but I go down by 1 speed. I click Energy Ball, I don't KO Conkeldurr, he goes for Knockoff, he KOs me. So, I decided to go for Protect because it was the middle ground play. It is the best play for me. If he goes into Static Axe, then cool. It makes sense for him to go into it because I could just go for V-Crate and he just eats up the hit. If I predicted and gone for Energy Ball, then that's another story, and then, you know, I get rid of the Rinberry, I look awesome, everyone's like, oh, how did he do that? But I decided to just go for the middle ground play because it is the play that potentially, that would lead me to winning the match. And it also looks pretty cool when you go for Protect. So I decided to go for Protect, as I decide over here, you know what, Energy Ball is my play to make. If he has Rinberry, I pop it. I also put Swampert in range where Dragonite can take it down, and he ends up switching out into Articuno, which I decide, you know what, there's no point of clicking V-Crate, absolutely no point. I'm going for Energy Ball. If he goes into anything else, nothing really wants to take it. So best play over here was to just go for Energy Ball. Alakazam comes in, and I'm like, alright, I just gotta sack off something. Victini still has usage in this battle, and he goes for Shadow Ball, which does 25%. But that means I have a free switch in to Flappy, who's flapping his wings over here, staring death in the eyes. Look at that face. Anywho, so this allows me to go for U-turn 100%. If I go for U-turn, most likely he's probably thinking that I don't outspeed Alakazam, which I don't. Unless if I'm Choice Scarf, which I had brought. So U-turn allows me to go for a momentum play, because either I KO this Mon, he stays in, I KO it, he switches out, I switch out into the appropriate check and build some more momentum, or he goes into Configures and hopes that he doesn't get knocked out, at which point I could get the Fetus removed because I get Mummy. which would be pretty cool. So I click U-turn, he stays in, I take out Mega Alakazam, and what Mega Alakazam gone means is that when Mega Alakazam is gone, I can sweep with Dragonite. I just gotta get up hazards. That's it. Now, how do I get up hazards? Yeah, Kevin McCallister. He pretty much comes in, sets up spikes. Pythagoras has to come in because Pythagoras blocks my rapid spin. And it makes the most sense, so I can just keep on setting up spikes. No problem for me. I'm happy with sacking my fortress over here, and I'm like, man, you set up stealth rocks, you set up spikes. Man, it's not gonna be a good time. Pretty much at this point, Dragonite wins. This thing doesn't take Outrage that is Choice Banded. The original Dragon just does so much work at this point. Will-O-Wisps, it doesn't matter to me. Nuh-uh, I'll do it. I'm on fire. I'm literally on fire. Like, that's helping me. It's igniting my flame for victory right now because Irate will do 39% to Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr won't take a Choice Banded Adamant Outrage. And Swampert will come in and automatically feint to, you know, the hazards that Kevin McCallister set out. And just like Home Alone 1, 2, 3, and 4, Kevin McCallister was victorious, and we pick up our very first win in the NSI League with a 3-0 victory. Next week we're going to be going against another team. I do not remember on the top of my head, but just a little background information in terms of this battle too. We were ranked the lowest in terms of power rankings. We didn't have a really particular strong team on paper, I guess, and we played against the strongest team on paper. So this was a big confidence booster in terms of, you know, power rankings don't matter. It's just how we play and how we prep, and it really showed in this battle. We had a plan, we executed the plan, execute the plan, and really build up a lot of momentum on this. So next week should be fairly interesting. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for staying with me for this long. If you're still around, thank you so much. Be sure to answer the question of the day, which is, you know, which bird do you appreciate the most? Articuno, Moltres, or Zapdos? There we go. I said blanked out there. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. This is Cap, signing off.